Unaweza kiti. So, I want to introduce you my principal secretary. Nyinyi mlikuja, I think the people who are going to Iraq and others, you came for the large meeting we had, si ndio? Ile Anita na wengine. Mnakumbuka what we told you? That mkienda huko you are ambassadors of this country. The way you behave, the way you do things. Kama ni maandamano, tukisema maandamano tunaandamana Kenya, tukienda huko tusiandamane kwa wenyewe, si ndio? Ukisikia kuandamana unapata ticket unakuja Kenya unaandamana kidogo alafu unarudi. Si ndio? Tukasema about kama kuna shida yoyote you talk to us so that now we can sort out that problem alafu naweza kuendelea. Si ndio? Kuna watu wana travel kesho? Yes. Wako wapi? Kuinua ni mikono wanaenda kesho? Sawa sawa. Na wengine wameenda. Kuna wengine wanaenda Germany. Watu wa Germany wako hapa pia wanaenda. Na wengine wanaenda Serbia, Iraq, Serbia na wengine. So people are still traveling. Na Russia na wengine. Kuna wengine wanaenda Russia. Wale watu wanaenda Iraq, mlikuwa interview wapi? Kabete, si ndio? Ile program ya Qatar. Program ya Qatar hiyo. Nimesikia uvumi wengine wanasema hiyo program ni fake. Na nyinyi mnaenda. Ni fake kweli? Si mlikuwa interview hapa? Yes. Si mlikuwa interview na kesho mnaenda? Yes. Na mmepata visa na kila kitu. Yes. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri watu wajue kwamba mnasafiri na mnaenda kujitafutia unga. Unajua kuna watu wameshiba. Wakati wameshiba wanafikiri umeshiba. Yes. Sio ukipiga mayai unasikia njaa unashinda shida yako nini kwa sababu ya kushiba. Si ndio? Kwa hivyo tukienda tuimarishe kila kitu imeenda sababu. Na tulisema kutoka mwanzo. Kama utaki kwenda, hakuna mtu anakuzuia. Unasema nimejiondoa na unaenda unapata refund yako. Si ndio? Yeah. Pata refund. Sio mzuri hiyo. Yeah. Unakaa hapa. Sababu utaka kwenda alafu unakutana na mrembo, mnapendana. Unaona nikienda atanyemelewa na rafiki yangu. Wewe acha nikae nioe. Si ndio? Unasema acha ngoje kwanza acha nijenge nyumba familia. Sio kama namna hiyo. Bora urudishiwe. Shida ni kwamba uende na ukatae kurudishiwa. Sio unaibiwa. So it's very important for you to know that we are working for your rights. We provide opportunities for you, but nobody forces you to go. Lakini hata kama unaenda kitu kingine. Kitu ni kwamba kama unapata offer letter ambayo si vile ulikuwa unasikizana wakati una interview, unasema hapana, I want a new offer letter or you withdraw. Sio kwamba namna hiyo. So you withdraw early so that now you don't have to go through the process so that now things are done well. Mimi kazi yangu ni kuwatafutia kazi na kuwachunga. Sio? Unakaa hapa Kenya unazubaa, unakuwa maisha ngumu bwana. So provide ile kazi ndio kusoma. Sio ni mzuri? Wangapi wanafurahi kwamba wanaanza kufanya kazi hapa? Sasa wangapi wafurahi? Sio furahi. Si ndio? Nani bwana si mtaki kutaja watu hapa. Yeah. Kusema mbaya hapa. Acha niongee na media kidogo sababu they are pressed on time. Tutaendelea conversation. Ndio. I want to thank you for coming today and for the great participation. I want to introduce my principal secretary, Madime. Maybe you can even stand next to me. You know? Amevaa vizuri sana. Si uko smart? Mpige makofi uko sawa, uko sambamba. It's Friday, so we dress down as government on Fridays. So karibu sana Madime here. P.S. Madime is a very, very efficient Madime. I'd like to say that today I'm very proud to be here because we are seeing off a group of people traveling. The people who are traveling have been traveling basically every week. Since we launched all these recruitment, people are traveling out of this country every week. And so just because Mutua does not come and launch them, and show you they're traveling does not mean that they're not traveling. Wanna travel every single week, people are traveling. People get their visas, their tickets are bought, they travel every week. I like to point out a few things. One, there's the issue of people who are trafficked in East Asia. I saw some media reports saying, oh, these kazi Majuu travel agencies. Hapana, hiyo ni uongo. The people being trafficked to all these countries were actually hired by people either online or by travel agencies or by other people who are not registered with the Republic of Kenya. The government of Kenya does not know those people. So somebody sees an ad somewhere, instead of checking whether that person is recognized, you sign up with that person. They even have been traveling with tourist visas. All the people you see here are not traveling with tourist visas. They are traveling with employment visas. So the people who have been trafficked are either logging online or they go, and that's what we are saying. We want you to be very careful. Do not work with any agency that is not registered, because you're working with a total stranger. Make it very difficult for even us to talk to them. I talked to a young man and I asked him, how did you go to Thailand? Na akasema aliongea na mtu online. How did you get there? Akalipa pesa online, akanunua ticket online, akaingia ndege. Nikamuuliza, huyu mtu mlikaa chini mkaongea? Hapana. Unaweza muona akipita kwa barabara useme ni huyu? Hapana. Ulipa na nini? Nilipa na M-Pesa, nilideposit hapo. Hiyo namba inafanya kazi? Hapana. You know what I mean? So these people have been conned, are not part of we are not part of the government program. Those are people who are being taken advantage of by people who are conning the people of Kenya, young people, because of their desperation. So it's very important to get that point across. Number two, when we recruited, maybe we had a big Qatar program, which is part of this program. So the Qatar company, efficient, very nice country, Qatar, with over 50,000 people. They are posting some of the people to Iraq, others to Algeria, others to various countries on the world where they have the companies. So it's a Qatar program, but it's continuing. These people here were recruited as part of that program, and they were interviewed, and you are free to talk to them. They are interviewed by the people from Qatar, and they're being posted to other places. So it's an ongoing program that is going. And when people are recruited, it doesn't mean you are recruited today, unapata kazi, unaenda kesho. There's a process. You have to do your medicals, and then the country has to prepare the visas when they have a slot for your accommodation and everything. If the country says, wait for 2 months, wait for 3 months, we are not ready because maybe tulikuwa najenga building where you're going to work, it is not ready, you're going to be a driver, you're going to be this, you wait, then you wait. And we've made it very clear. If you don't want to wait, you get back your money, you stay. That slot goes to somebody else. Very, very simple. So mtu akisema we are being conned, you're only conned if you paid money to an agency and that agency has refused to refund you the money or has refused to take you to work, or wamefanya kwa ukora. Na hao wakora tunawafukuza sana hao. Wakora. And I'm working with the DPP, I'm working with the Honorable Mudavadi, we're working with the Attorney General's office, because since I got into this ministry, I realized that for the last 2 years, nobody has been prosecuted. Hardly anybody has been prosecuted. There is a slowness in prosecution, which we have discussed, and I'm going to make sure people are prosecuted. It's been a push. I started about a month ago, written letters to ensure that we see prosecutions. So these agencies, some of them have been blacklisted. We've ensured that they don't con people. But those are not part of any government project. Those are people who are issuing statements and conning people. The other thing I'd like to talk about is that if you feel you cannot wait as a young person, you don't want to travel, ask for a refund. You get back your refund. When you get back your refund, the monies that were used for medical, because ukienda kufanya medical, umepigwa x-ray, umetolewa damu, there's a cost to somebody. That cost has already been expended. You cannot expect to change your mind and then somebody bears that cost. So that cost is minus and you get the rest of your money. That is your right. But somebody should not refuse to give you your money. So if you feel you're not patient enough to wait, we did the interviews in, was it March? October. Well, sorry, March is with interviews in October. Watu wakaanza kwenda November, December, si ndio? They have been traveling. These ones have been patient and others are still traveling. We have more people going next week. We have more people going the next 2 weeks. People will continue traveling according to when we get the visas sent to us. There was also a delay of some of the travel because some of the offer letters came with less money. Mimi kazi yangu, I don't send people into slavery. When I said the money is less, I told the agencies they renegotiate so that our people can get enough money for living. Si ni ukweli? Yes, si mulipo pesa kidogo because other countries are taking little money. Kenyans are very skilled. So my job was to ensure that Kenyans get good money. So some of those letters were delayed. We renegotiated. Actually, the rates went up. They got better salaries. Others we are negotiating so that we don't send people into slavery. It is also important to know that people travel and people are returned for various reasons. And some of the reasons are personal reasons. You've been tested here, you're okay. But you're traveling maybe 2-3 months after testing. You go to a country, they retest you, they find you are HIV positive, for example. Or they find that you have taken drugs because it shows in your blood between the time you are tested here and there. Or they find an anomaly of something you've caught a chest infection between this time and that time you are tested. And people are sent back. So when you see people are sent back, at times you don't want to tell you this person amerudishwa kwa sababu yuko HIV positive because that's their right. So some people are complaining, going to newspapers, nilienda nikarudishwa, but you know, it is because they went and they were found to be sick or to be found not to qualify for some medical reasons. And that's a reality. So hata hawe kwa hapa, pengine wengine watarudishwa because wataenda wakutikane, walikuwa wanapiga sherehe juzi kwa sababu wanasafiri, wamevuta bangi. You know, and it's showing in the blood. Si ndio? Put them some pills. Amepiga sherehe, si unaona? So I mean it's a reality. Unaenda na nimeshawaambia wanajua. Unapiga sherehe, unaenda unachoma unarudi. So some people go wanarudi hapa wamerudishwa, mnasema fake ati conning. They're not being conned. It's just a reality of the day of what happens with recruitment in these countries that are very strict when it comes to your healthcare and your reason. Others go and they're also doing document verification, and they do document verification, and some are sent back because they say there's a problem with the document. When they come back here, we're able to check the document and able to convince them that these documents are okay, and they go because that is something that is ongoing. Others are sent back because, for example, there are people who went to work as police security officers. They go there and they're sent back. They're told they don't qualify because of they went, and when they got there, their attitude was not in keeping with what they were going to do. So the employer anakuambia sorry, si ndio? So ndio naambia watu, you must project the right image. So it is the right of the employer to keep the people they want. We cannot force an employer. So when you see people being returned, it is not because that they are being conned or what. No. It is because there's a problem. And there's usually a problem when people are being returned. I like also to say that it is quite telling that some young people were actually being manipulated for personal reasons for other people, because I think this is a very successful program and a very needy program, which I'm going to take nationally so that we can get a lot of our people to go. I will not stand by and see a program being diminished by people who are afraid that this program of William Ruto will succeed. Number two, I will not stand by and see any young person being conned. And they know very well that if you are being conned, and we're dealing with these issues, the PS knows, I get submissions every time. We're investigating. We get people getting their money refunded all the time. We have gotten some agencies, we've called the DCI, we've reported, we are looking forward to them being charged very, very soon so that they stop conning our people. We're in the front line of protecting the innocence of our people. Our people are suffering, So we are the ones who are actually in the front line protecting them. But it's also good to say that if you're not patient, you know, we have people here traveling to Germany, Qatar, Dubai, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. If you're not patient, na unaona imekaa sana, rudi uchukue pesa yako. Hii kupiga kelele, kuandamana, kukimbia kwa media ni haki yako, lakini it's actually very good for me because nikiona ukifanya hivyo nasema phew, because huko ngambo nikienda wanalalamika about the attitude of Kenyans. I went to a country the other day and there was a delay with a government program involving many people from many countries, including our neighbors from Ethiopia, from Uganda, from Zambia, from Malawi, people from outside the continent, from Ghana, sorry, from Nigeria, and then people from outside the continent, from places like India, Pakistan, even people from Europe, people from Canada, South Americas, people from Bolivia. And they told me that these people, there was a delay in a government system in doing something in that country. And the delay went on for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And they said the delay will continue for about 2 months because they had a computer error. I was being told by a fellow minister that there was a demonstration planned and executed only by people from Kenya. And the minister said, what is wrong with Kenya? How come Ugandans? How come the others? And they say they don't want any more Kenyans for their program. I was pleading. I was saying, no, 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 no. That's why I'm telling my friends here, when you go to some countries and there's a problem, other people, other countries are patient. The problem, talk to us. Say you want to come back home, we'll facilitate, we'll make sure you come back home. But if you're waiting for another country's program, and these countries where nobody has ever been demonstrating, and then you go and start demonstrating in their country, then you're not only spoiling for yourself, you're also spoiling for other Kenyans who may want to get the opportunity to travel to these countries and be able to make a livelihood. So I was joking, telling my friends here, ukiwa hiyo nchi unasikia you want to andamana sana, iko kwa damu, you know, damu itakuandamana, you know, get a ticket, come home, utakualau uandamane hapa Nairobi, uchome vitu, alafu kimalize urudi kwa hiyo nchi kufanyia kazi hapo. You know, because when you're in a foreign country, it's very different. If people from another country came to Kenya and we have given them jobs, alafu waanze kuandamana wanafunga barabara from another country, the first thing Kenyans will tell them is rudini kwenu, si ndio? You don't andamana in a country that is not yours. That is common sense. So when you go out there, you go as ambassadors of our country. There are some things that I've been seeing some media reports, and I'll be going to the Senate, and I'll be going to expose some of the allegations that have been made in the Senate. I don't want to go to the Senate when you gave evidence outside the Senate and you didn't come back to the Senate. You should have come back. I don't want to get in trouble with the Senate because the Senate is very clear. That's why I'm not going to go into some details of some of the allegations that are being made. I'll clarify them and show actually who is sponsoring them and why they are being done, and expose some of the people who are doing some of these things. Some of these, I was told we've got passports here. People are traveling today and they are free. Hiyo nini inaendelea hapo? My brother hapo amefungua, pengine ni kazi ana practice hiyo kazi anaenda. Ni excitement. Anajua anaenda na ndege. Kwa hivyo pole. Iko sawa. I don't know sasa. Na umwambie huyo mtu anakupigia tume M-Pesa pia kidogo huko. Usiende tunamnini. Sijui kama kuna, I don't know whether you guys have a representative. Anybody would like to say something? Anybody? Yes. Kuja uongee na watu wengine waongee. Let people say what they want to say. Very good, yeah. Ambia watu jina lako. What's your name?
My name is Ruben.
Okay.
Wahome.
Karibia microphone. Ongea na sauti.
Okay, my name.
Are you traveling or you're not traveling?
I'm traveling.
So ongea na sauti. Ongea.
Okay, my name is Ruben Wahome or Marangi. I'm from Laikipia. I'll be traveling to Sabia. So we are very grateful for this program, Kazi Majuu, which was started by our Honorable CS Mutua. And we would urge those politicians who are in Senate who are trying to insinuate or say that this program is not real, we have been conned, we urge them waache kupiga siasa na sisi. Kama unataka kusimama kwenu, enda tafuta siasa huko, ambia watu wenu, lakini sisi we know tumegojea for a very long time, lakini saizi tunaenda. So we have leaders who like to say something. I'm an elected leader, a legit leader by the groups. So kenye mimi nawaambia ni kenye inatoka kwa group.